Hey everybody, and welcome to this bonus episode of Brews with Brian. It's called Brews with Brian, just a sip, and this is when I talk to my buddies and interview them and just have a conversation about our adventures in the beer world, and specifically the craft beer world. Today I've got my cousin Jerad, and I'm going to sit down and talk to him about, just our love of beer and craft beer specifically. We're actually going to be drinking a few while we're taping, so sit back and enjoy, and let me bring in Jerad, and we'll start the show.
Well, hello, everybody. How y'all doing today? I'd like to say, just by my cousin's hookup here, he is a very sophisticated man. He has brought his A game to this, and he really knows his beer. And he is one of the first people that got me into craft beer. I think the first time I had a craft beer with him. Was at Stand Up Live.
Yeah, it was straight to ale Monkey Knot.
Oh, yeah.
And we had 2 big glasses of it.
Oh, yeah. It was a great time. And then from there, we did the trail breweries.
Yeah, the craft beer trail in Huntsville.
Yeah, and we went there, and we done it all in one night, which we probably didn't need to.
Exactly. The craft beer trail, for those that don't know, that don't live in northern Alabama like me and Jerad do, the craft beer trail, you go to Huntsville, and you visit breweries in Huntsville, and you get this little card, and each brewery stamps it each time you visit. And once you get, I think it's 8 breweries stamped, you turn it in that last brewery, and you get a free bottle opener. And they don't recommend you do it in one night, like Jerad said, but we did, and got pretty drunk, or at least I did. I don't remember anything past probably brewery number 6, and so.
Oh yeah, it was a good time, all in all though. But yeah, do not try to do all of them in one night by no means.
Yeah, exactly. We do not recommend doing it in one night. That was a bad decision.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good beer out there. Those breweries really know how to make beer. There was a few of them.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're looking at Straight to Ale, who does Monkey Knot, and that's a classic IPA That's what me and Jerad fell in love with about the craft beer world. I think it all started with Monkey Knot.
Oh yeah. Monkey Knot was the starting point for me, and it was just one of those beers. It just mellowed you out, brought you down to earth, and put you on that that plane you needed to be on, and it relaxed you.
Because Monkey Knot, I think it's 7%, maybe
7 or 8,
maybe 7 or 8. But it's not too overpowering. It is an IPA, so it is going to be bitter, and it's got alcohol in it, so you can get drunk off of it. But it's what I would introduce people who don't have anything to do with craft beer into craft beer. I would tell them, hey, drink this, and yeah, you might not like it the first time, but whenever you get done with the 6-pack, I bet you'll love it.
Oh yeah, it's not one of these beers you'd be out mowing the yard drinking like old George Jones would.
Right, exactly.
It's something to sip on.
Exactly, and that's what craft beer is. Craft beer is designed to be sipped on. This isn't a big box corporate machine beer where you can, you drink 25 at a party.
Oh yeah, you don't go get this from Dollar General and back up and say, "Hey, I'm here to party, boys."
Right. And another place that we went to on the craft beer trail was Mad Malts, and I just loved it. And I know you did too, Jerad.
Oh yeah, Mad Malts is definitely a place. If you're in Huntsville, Alabama, and you love craft beer, it is a very laid back place. First time we ever been there. I don't know if it was your first time.
Yeah.
But,
first time.
First time ever going in there. Just laid back place. They had games. They had football games on. And they also had a fire outside, and at the time it was a little chilly outside.
It was chilly, yeah, it was cold.
But just that atmosphere. It was nothing but a building with a roll-up door. But man, just the people were nice.
Oh yeah,
I think I had a blondie in there.
Yeah, you had a blonde ale. I cannot remember what I had. I think it was a blood orange IPA, maybe.
Yeah, you did.
We actually went outside and sat by the fire pit and actually got to talking with some other people that were there, and we made friends. And that's what craft beer does. It brings people together, which is good. Anything that brings people together is a good thing.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Mad Moss is fantastic. Probably my favorite was Green Bus, the first one we went to that night. They had the tiramisu stout. Tiramisu is a fantastic cake. Fantastic. You can get it at Olive Garden. They have a stout, which is a darker beer. And it was just fantastic. I just can't say anything more about that.
The atmosphere there, that was our first bar we went to. It was very, for me ever being I think it was like one of my first breweries.
Besides Singing River in Florence?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like outside of my area.
Right.
Being from a little small town of Phil Campbell, Alabama here. But
right.
That was one of my first outlook of a brewery, and just the stuff they had there. I mean, the tables.
Oh yeah,
with the hops.
Yeah, they had the malts and hops and everything in the table.
Yeah, it was just
like an acrylic top or something.
I think it was glass.
Was it glass?
I think it was glass, but just the atmosphere up there. And I mean, there's also another bar just in walking distance from there.
Right below the radar.
Below the radar. Very. Very good place. Very good place to eat.
Yeah, I about to say they had fantastic food, which you don't normally find in a brewery. But this place had it all. I mean, I had a hamburger. It had an egg on it, and it was as big as my head. And I think I had an imperial stout there, and it was fantastic.
Oh yeah. It was by all means the places up in Huntsville, the breweries, they know what they're doing. And I think out of all the places we've been, I didn't have a bad beer at one.
Right, exactly. We went to, I think, like I said, 8 breweries in one night, and we at least had one at every brewery, more than likely, more than one. But we didn't have a bad beer. And that just tells you about craft beer. It just tells you, like, sure, there's going to be some styles you don't like and some things you don't like. But the majority of stuff, if you just give it a chance, you're really going to enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. Like, when I first got into it, Monkey Knot's a strong beer coming into it. And, I'm not your everyday drinker and stuff, but when I tried that, that was like, that got me into it. It's like, man, this is really good.
Right, because it's so different from your Budweiser or your Bud Light or your Coors Light, because those are designed to be very mellow. They're not strong at all. Even on alcohol content, they're around 5% on the light beers, and they're designed for you to drink multiple of, and truth be told, craft beer, you probably don't need to drink multiple of, because what we're drinking today is Fistful of Cake. And if you've listened to Brews with Brian, this has been on the podcast before when I reviewed it. Fistful of Cake from Monday Night Brewing out of Atlanta, Georgia, is an imperial stout, about 9%. So this is roughly double the alcohol by volume that your Bud Light is.
Oh yeah, this is my first time ever trying this beer, and my first sip of it, it just kind of hit me, and it took it, and I'm reading on it now, and I just seen it's got a chocolate orange imperial stout, and I see cocoa.
Right, it's also got cocoa nibs, oranges, obviously, vanilla, and cinnamon. This thing being an imperial stout, it's going to have a lot of a charred oak flavor, even some chocolate. Coffee, heavy on the coffee. This thing's really dark. I mean, when you pour this thing, it looks brown, but when it gets in the glass, it's going to be pitch black.
Oh yeah, there's it's definitely a strong beer. It's not something you would drink. Like, hey, Billy Bob, I'm gonna down this real quick. But something to sip on, it is very good.
It's fantastic. I mean, again, you wouldn't want 30 of these in one night.
Oh no, by no means. Unless you're not doing nothing the next day, then maybe. But
yeah, maybe the next 2 days.
Yeah.
But again, I can't say enough about Monday Night Brewing. They are out of Atlanta, Georgia. They're actually opening a brewery in Birmingham, and I can't wait to get to Birmingham when they open up and get me some Fistful of Cake.
Like I said, my cousin, he really knows his beer. He really knows, and like when we go out, like the other couple weekends ago, me and him went out to Mugshots in Tupelo. And we looked over at the beers, and, I kind of looked at him, and I was like, what do you think would be good? He kind of knows what I like, which I'm getting to the point in my life, I'm just like, just give me whatever, bring it on. But we had one at Mugshots that was pretty good. It was a
blonde ale. It was from Grayton Beer Company. It was, what was it, 306 or something like that.
No, it was in the fours.
Yeah, I can't remember the ABV or the name. Terrible of me, but sorry, Grayton. It's fantastic beer. But yeah, we went to a place called Mugshots. It's just a restaurant in Tupelo, right across from the arena there. And that's a fantastic place, too. Shout out to Mugshots. I don't know if anybody from there listens, but there you go.
Hey, by all means, that place took me by surprise. I was down there a couple of weeks before listening to Hank Williams Jr. sing, and me and my girlfriend and her daddy went and ate there. And it's all around great place, great atmosphere. Not far from the arena if you're going to watch a concert or something. It's a walking distance.
Right, because we had a cheeseburger that had a grilled cheese on top of it, pretty much. It's one of the buns,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, macaroni and cheese.
It was macaroni and cheese, grilled cheese. So that's awesome. And like I said, if you're listening to this show and you don't know much about craft beer, check out my other show, Brews with Brian. So I review 3 beers each week on it, and try to help educate people if they have questions about it and everything. They can listen to my reviews and make a better decision about their beer choices.
And I'd like to say one thing. He like I said, he knows what he's doing. He knows his beers, and I just want to say this: there is some craft beer out there, though. Once you start drinking, you won't stop. And
right, because you're talking about Lawn Patrol.
Lawn Patrol
from Singing River.
Oh yes, that beer. Every time I take a sip of it, makes me feel like old George Jones.
Exactly, because they named it Lawn Patrol because it's the beer you can drink while you're cutting your grass.
Oh yes, and then I remember one time was at the Renaissance Fair, the Necronomicon.
Yeah, Necronomicon. It was I think it was a. It wasn't an IPA. I can't remember what it was, but I think it was a mead.
I think it was. It was a mead, because they had the Renaissance Fair.
Right, so it would fit the Renaissance Fair. We had that upon, probably 2 or 3 other kinds of beer. That was a fantastic beer.
Oh, yeah. That and a turkey leg went well together.
Oh, yeah. Hey, anything and a turkey leg goes together,
I mean, me and Brian has drunk a lot of beer over the years and a lot of other stuff, but he got into this craft beer, and I was like, I don't know, man, and trying that straight to ale was my first push, and that from there I just skyrocket. Now I'm drinking. I think the last one I had before this fistful of cake was Hulk Hands.
Yeah, Hulk Hands. Yeah, that's I think it's Prairie Artisan Ales, maybe
something like that.
Out of Oklahoma. They make a fantastic beer called Bomb. It's an imperial stout. It's about 12% or higher. The package store we buy our stuff at, Southern Package in Sheffield, Alabama. Shout out to them.
Oh yeah.
They only sell them in 12-ounce bottles, so that's got to tell you that it's pretty high. I want to say it's probably more up to 15%.
Oh yeah, it is. It's up there. Man, I felt like Colt when I was drinking it too after one.
Right, but if I can think of anything else to say. Jared, one time, it was one summer, I think you were grilling out, or we was going to grill out that evening on the back deck, and we went to Southern Package, where we always go to buy our craft beer. Again, shout out to Southern Package. You're awesome. And we got a growler, which is a half-gallon jug. Think of, what Granny had on the Beverly Hillbillies, and we had it full of Backwoods Bastard.
Oh, yeah. Backwoods Bastard is one of the beers you do not want to drink a lot of. It's one of those one glass, and you need to be cut off because it was like 10%, wasn't it?
Right. I think it's high 10s, maybe 11. And it's an old ale, I think, or a Scotch ale. And, it has a taste of whiskey.
Oh, yeah. It was one of those, me and him was sitting back there with his grilling, enjoying the scenery, just living life to the fullest, taking it, just basically sitting outside, enjoying the breeze, watching time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what beer's about, man. I mean, we're sitting back there in the sun, it was a nice day, I think, and grilling out some food and eating some hamburgers and drinking some beer. Who can beat that?
Oh, yeah. I remember after our second glass, though, neither one of us could walk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. That happens sometimes. Like I said, in all my podcasts I do, especially in Brews with Brian, the message is to drink responsibly.
Oh, yeah. Always drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Always have a DD if you are going to be out. Always have that designated driver. Like I said, me and Brian, we've drunk a lot over the years. We've learned responsibility and everything, and to drink responsibly. And we don't do it just to go get drunk and stuff. We
Exactly.
do it to
Yeah.
enjoy the flavors.
The complexities, because you could get an imperial stout and then you could get like a Kolsch, and they would taste completely different. Yeah, they're both beer, but none of them, they're not going to taste the same. Even breweries that make IPAs, Mad Malt's IPA and Straight to Ale's IPA is going to taste different.
Well, you've noticed another thing is you see like Bud Light, they're coming out with more flavors. They're trying to compete with these craft beers and stuff.
Exactly. And like these big box corporate breweries like Budweiser or Miller Coors, they hire the best brewers in the world.
Oh yeah.
So it's not anything disparaging that we say against them isn't against the brewers. They hire the best ones in the world. They just make shitty beer.
Yeah, I mean we've come a long way.
Starting out, we drank it.
Hey, Miller High Life.
it was High Life. If we needed something cheap, and to this day, as bad as I hate to say it, if I need something cheap, I'm going High Life.
Oh yeah, I mean Miller High Life was one of those beers. We got together, got the game system out. I think we was rock band in it.
Yeah, it was rock band. Yeah.
Ace of Spades with a microphone hanging from the ceiling.
That's right. Yeah.
Smoking a cigarette.
That's the only way to play.
Oh yeah.
But like anything in life, we adapted and evolved pretty much to better things. I mean, when I got introduced into the craft beer world 2 or 3 years ago, I didn't know if I'd like it or not, and I didn't like Monkey Knot the first time I tried it. I had to try it a few extra times, and then I started understanding the complexities of the flavor and the hard work and the passion these people put into the product just for me to enjoy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just to go to one of these breweries, and like Brian said, one of our nearest breweries is Singing River, and one of the beers I fantastically love, like every time I hear that they've made it and they've got it, is Lawn Patrol. And like I said, like when I take a sip, it makes me feel like George Jones on a lawnmower mowing my yard. It is that good of beer. And I mean, they make other good beers too. Tiger Chainsaw Arms.
Yeah, Tiger Chainsaw Arms is I think it's a triple IPA, 12% alcohol or close to it. It'll put you down, if you drink the whole 4-pack. They only sell it in 4-packs, but they do Ghost Bridge, which is their Imperial Stout, again, a high ABV beer, but in the wintertime, it fits so perfect. You don't want to drink, most of the time you don't want to drink an Imperial Stout in the summer because it's just so overbearing. Not counting this fistful of cake, which is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. We got to do a cheers to this fistful of cake.
We're going to do a cheers.
Cheers off to you, man.
Yeah.
It's a very good beer.
Just fantastic. Again, shout out Monday Night Brewing. I will tag you in this podcast. Just feel free to like it. That's all I need. You ain't got to send me no free stuff or nothing. So,
yeah, I mean, we go out to breweries and we talk with people. Well, Brian definitely does. I remember we was up there talking to.
I was gonna say I have to.
yeah. He was talking, and I told the guys like, "Hey, my cousin does a brewery podcast on YouTube," and it wasn't 2 minutes later you had him.
I watched him subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, right there. I mean, hey, like I said, my cousin knows his beer. He knows his craft beer, and he is. I mean, just by his setup here. I mean, we in my garage at my house, drinking a fistful of cake, and just enjoying it. And I'm telling you, he has got the hookup. He knows everything about craft beer, the beers he has tried,
right,
and everything. And a big shout out to our, what was that place in Sheffield?
Southern Package.
Southern Package.
The only place we buy our craft beer.
I've never known y'all was there till this man right here in front of me. And a big shout out to y'all. I love going in there. Good atmosphere. The people always know. The man and woman that own it, thank y'all for opening that package store.
Yeah. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to start a podcast. Just for fun. I don't make anything off this right now. Hopefully I will. But, I just started doing this for fun. I figured people would want to hear about the craft beer world.
Oh, yeah. And I tell people all the time, we had some people from, I work for Bear Creek, and they run in here in Hackleburg, Alabama. And there were some people from Ireland come down, or Scotland, my bad. And, he come up to me, I've never heard anybody talk from Scotland. beautiful accent, and he said, "Can I offer you a frosty pint?" And it took me a while to understand what he was talking about. And I was like, "Oh, he's offering me a beer."
Right.
Which I was off the job at the time, and I was like, "Sure," And we got to talking about beers, and I told him about some places around here. And if it wasn't for Brian, I never knew about them places. But I made a friend there, and people come down the creek and we talk. My girlfriend has an uncle in Huntsville, and he loves coffee infused beer.
Right.
And I told him, I said, we should all get together next time we're up there and we go to a few of the breweries.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we could definitely show him around. Which if he lives in Huntsville, he knows about the craft beer scene.
Oh yeah, he knows about them.
But maybe he hasn't tried a style, and maybe he'll end up loving it. Who knows? Because if you haven't tried it, you don't know if you love it or not.
Oh yeah, and you just gotta try. I mean, you gotta take that one step. You gotta try everything at least once. Right. Not saying try drugs though. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. That's bad. Okay. But but here it is in October. Oktoberfest beers are big, late part of September and all of October. So if you haven't tried an Oktoberfest, try it. I mean, just give it a shot, because most of your breweries are going to make one, probably all of them actually. Just go to the brewery and just get you a flight. A flight's 4 or 5, pretty much 2-ounce pours of beer, and you can sample everything, and it's the relatively cheap way of doing so.
Oh yeah, and I mean, there's some people out there that don't like a stout beer. My girlfriend, she's one of them. She likes a, kind of a mellow beer, like a blondie or something. She loves them, and try them. I mean, there's just try any type. I mean, most of these breweries you can get a flight or whatever.
Yeah, a flight. It's just 4 or 5 different kinds of beers. Yeah.
And I remember last time me and him went to Singing River, we both got
Yeah, we both got flights.
Yeah, 4 beers apiece.
Yeah,
so
it's 4 apiece.
We tried to get different ones. Which he's tried all of them, so I can't get one. He ain't drunk.
Exactly.
But of course, Lawn Patrol was on both of ours because I mean that's just that beer.
Yeah, of course you got to have it. Again, it's so light and it's not overbearing. It's a very low ABV beer, so the alcohol is very, very low.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, hey, everybody needs to feel like George Jones on the lawnmower once or twice in their life.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with it. Just you got to do it responsibly.
Yeah, do it responsibly. Don't go to the liquor store on the lawnmower. Don't do that.
Right, because if they see your John Deere parked out there, they probably aren't going to sell to you.
It depends on where you are. Well,
yeah,
no, they're not. Never mind.
Maybe so.
But there's just a lot of good stuff about craft beer, and I still have more to learn to myself. I mean, I still feel like I'm still coming into it. I still ain't tried all the ones I need to try, and I mean, there's some. Every time me and him go to that package store, I look at him like, "How's this?"
Right.
And there's one that every time I go in there, I eyeball, and it's like a butter pecan.
Right.
And
oatmeal cookie stout.
Oh man, we tried that.
Right.
That was good too.
Right.
I forgot who made that one, but y'all went right with that one.
Right. Yeah. But I'm gonna wrap things up here, Jerad. I appreciate you joining me on the first bonus episode of Brews with Brian, Just a Sip.
Anytime.
And I'm sure there'll be many more. And I appreciate everybody listening. And again, shout out to Southern Package for supplying us with craft beer. Thank you very much. Shout out to Monday Night Brewing and Fistful of Cake, because that's what we're drinking this evening. And just look for more bonus episodes every month, and we'll see you next time.